Hey, how we doing? I'm Andy, this is Spiders, and yeah, it's the summer holidays, so as you can imagine, our house has lots of people in it, so it's really busy at the moment. So I've come out in, well, this is like a little copse of woods. This is about 500 yards away from where I live. This is where I come and collect me bramble and various bits and bobs, a lot of the stuff that goes in my enclosures and that. In fact, what I'll do is I'll give you a little look and just show you this. Like I said, this is literally within 500 yards of my house. There used to be a lot more bramble here until I found this spot. Today we're going to talk about my Chylobrachys species electric bling. Now I've actually got 3 of these. Now I do apologise, I've just realised, or I realised when I started filming, that I've left my microphone at home, so I'm hoping that the cars going past aren't getting picked up on the microphone, but if so, you know, it's one of those. Yeah, getting back to it, Chylobrachys species electric bling. Now I'm quite lucky, I've actually got 3 of these. All 3 of them came in mystery boxes from one place or another over the years. Now they're all at different sizes. One of them, I think the smallest one, which we're going to see first, I received last year. I bought a gimp box. I hate using that term, but I bought a gimp box. Oh, birds in the trees. From the gimp box came from the spider shop, and this was a little sling. Only had 6 legs at the time. It's molted a few times now, regenerated those legs, and it's in need of a housing upgrade. The second one, I think this one came in a mystery box from Portsmouth tarantulas, or in fact, oh, do you know what? I can't remember. I'd have to go back through my old footage and old videos to try and find it. But yeah, this one again, this is about 2.5, maybe 2.5 inches across. This is molted in. This has been in like one of the little tamper-proof pots that I use for a lot of my slings. And this one is it's molted and it's like doubled in size, so I don't know whether it might be a male of this growth rate, but it definitely needs a rehouse, so we're going to do that. And finally we're going to have a look at my big female. Now this one I received in a mystery box from Creatures of the North about 4, maybe 5 years ago. Again, it was a tiny little sling, so this one's been brought through, and now luckily turned out that she was a female, so like I say, she's recently molted, so I'm going to give you a look at the molt, good look at her, and I think we've got a feeding clip to show off at the end as well. So yeah, that's enough of me talking, and we'll crack on, and I'll see you at the end. Cheers. Right, so first up, as I mentioned, this is the one I had in the box from the spider shop last year. So this only had 6 legs when it arrived, and it was probably about 1.5, maybe 2 centimetres. So as you can see, it's done a fair bit of growing since I got it last year. You can just see there, just make out the blue on the Chylobrachys at the front. So the tub it's going in, it's one of these little safe seal or shear seal tubs from Asda's, and as you will see, this one does go in without any real problems, other than it doesn't want to leave the pot to begin with, but it does eventually go down. So you can see I've just used me little sheet of plastic over the top there, just in case this one decided to bolt towards the back. So yeah, a little bit of gentle encouragement, and this one did eventually duck down into that burrow. So there we have it, all set up, and what I'll do is I'll get some footage of this in the days afterwards, and I'll put it at the end of the video. So that's number 1 all done, and now we'll move on to the second one. Now, as I've said, this is the tub it's been in for quite a while now, and it's gone into this tarantula room enclosure. This is one, I think I won this in a raffle at a show at some point early last year, maybe the Barnsley show, something like that, possibly even the Bedford show the year before. But yeah, this is the setup. You can see you've got a bit of cork back with a burrow, sort of start burrow in the middle, and now we're going to get this spider out of this pot, and what I'm going to do is bring it into the other, and then hopefully we'll get a chance to show you a little look at it and see what sort of size it's at now. So yeah, this is moulted probably about, I don't know, about 6 weeks ago, and it spends, if I'm honest, never used to see a lot of it. It just spend all its time in its burrow. Now it kicked its molt out, and typically it chewed it all up, so I wasn't able to sex this one just yet. But when it came to the next feeding, as you may have just caught a glimpse there, I realised that this had got quite a bit of size on this last molt, so it was definitely due a rehouse. Don't know, probably got about a 7-8 centimetre leg span now. We'll get this lid off and we'll just have a little look at it while it's in this pot. Yeah, it's in that corner doing its best to hide, but we can see it. And there we are. You can maybe just pick out a little glimpse of the blue on the pedipalps there. So this one actually went in really easy. I tipped the pot over and it actually fell in of its own accord. Probably the easiest Chylobrachys rehousing that I've ever done. Also gives a good chance to get some nice little shots of it here as it takes its first stroll around its enclosure. So yeah, when it initially went in, it sort of got itself tucked here in this little spot, and it sort of stayed there for probably about 15-20 minutes, and over that time it just kept, as you'll see, it just kept slowly pushing down into that moss, and the leaf litter there just trying to hide itself. So we got a shot of it from the outside of the glass. Now, as I said, I haven't been able to sex this one from a molt, and I'm no good at ventral sexing, but if anybody wants to have a go from this shot, feel free to leave a comment and let me know what you think. And like I said, it stayed there for quite a while, and I just left the camera running, and eventually it did sort of bring itself out, and I thought at this point it might do a little bit more exploring, but if I'm honest, it didn't do anything of the sort. So yeah, we just sort of left it go. I put this one on the shelf, and I thought I'll come back a little bit later on and see how it's going like. So I rehoused this. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning when I'd done this one, and this was at about 4 o'clock the following afternoon, so you can see it's already been pretty busy. It's just sitting there outside the burrow that I'd made. And now this is my big female. So this is not long, I think this was about 2 days after she'd molted, or maybe even the day after, if I'm not mistaken. I'd already taken the skin out. As you can see, the carapace was left behind, but I didn't want to disturb her too much taking that out, and you can just make out that blue on the legs. And here we have her molt. So this is the underside, and you can really see those colours on the underside of those front legs and the pedipalps now. And then we have a bit of a close-up shot of the fangs. And here, this is after the molt had dried out, but for those that can see, you will be able to see the spermatheca there. And this is a couple of shots of the spermatheca just after I'd taken this molt out and out soaked. So this is about 10 days later. Now, I thought she's ready for a feed, so I dropped this red runner in. And as you can see, she didn't seem too interested. So I thought I'll just leave it there, see how things play out. And this red runner decided to use the spider as a bit of a climbing frame, and soon realised the error of its ways and did a runner. Now this was probably a minute or so later. As you can see, the spider's aware now, and she's sort of hunting it, but this foolish little roach decides to go back in the burrow. So yeah, like I said, this was our Chylobrachys species electric blue. This is my big confirmed female. So I'm sort of hoping that one of those others turns out to be a male, and hopefully we can get this gorgeous girl paired with one of them and get some little babies in the future. Yeah, so there you go, 3 awesome little spiders. Like I say, I'm considering myself quite lucky that I got the 3 of these in mystery boxes at a time, probably at times when they were still quite expensive as well. So yeah, I was quite lucky in that respect, and to have ended up the biggest one being a female is even better. I've just got hope now that maybe I'll get a male from one of those others, and we'll see how it plays out. But anyway, that's me done for this week. Like I say, I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe and all that sort of stuff, you know where everything is downstairs. And see you all soon. Cheers. Thanks a lot. Ta-da.